Hey, what is up everybody? This is Mark, and today I'm going to go over the file for this vertical welcome sign. Make sure that you also watch the other video that's called the project overview for this vertical welcome sign, because between these two videos you're going to get to see how the file goes together and then how the physical item goes together. So they're really going to help a lot. So make sure you watch them both. So first of all, these are all the pieces that come with this particular design. And I'm going to just draw a rectangle around these and highlight these pieces to show you that these are the pieces that are going to fit on a standard Glowforge sized piece of material. If you're not using a Glowforge, then you know whatever size you need. But this is going to fit on an 11 by 19 piece of material here. So that's what's going to fit on one piece, and then the other pieces below will be an additional piece for you. Also, I want to make note that I used 1/4 inch material. And you want to always measure your material before you cut, and then make adjustments if needed. And I mentioned this also in the other video, but I'm going to zoom in and show you the parts that you're going to need to edit potentially is this piece right here, and then there's a matching one right here that's exactly the same. So you'll need to edit these two slots and this one, and then down here there are 3 slots in each of these, 1, 2, and 3, and then this piece is identical again. So you'll want to edit those based on your material thickness. Now, if you are not going to use 1/4 inch material or something that's in that neighborhood, if you're going to use something thinner, then you're going to need to adjust several other things as well. So I highly recommend that you stick around the 1/4 inch material window there, because the main piece that you're going to have to edit if you're using something other than 1/4 inch material is the 2 parallel pieces that the welcome sign fits between. The distance between that is made for about a 1/4 inch material, and if you go down to like 1/8, it's going to be super loose. So make sure you stick with around 1/4 inch. All right, so enough of that. Let me jump into how this works. I'm going to go ahead and separate a bunch of these pieces on the workspace here so that we can kind of get them in an order that looks kind of like the final thing looks when it's assembled. So I'm going to move all these up there. And I'm going to start by the 2 back pieces that go against the wall. That's this one and this one here, and they're identical. I'm just going to flip this one around because they go end to end like this. So when you assemble it, it's going to go like that. And of course, again, you're going to edit those based on your material if you need to. All right. Then we're going to have to lay this out a little flat here, but you'll see what I mean. This piece here is going to go into those holes right there. And then its matching piece, which is right there, is going to go right into there. I'll move these pieces out of the way as well. So you see how those go right there. And then the welcome sign itself, I'm going to bring it right down here a little bit. And what I want you to do before you cut the welcome sign, or not before you cut it, sorry. Before you paint it and before you put these pieces on, I want to show you what I want you to do. These 2 pieces right here are going to get glued onto the sign about like this. Move that one out of the way. So there's going to be one right here. You'll see that in the photo of them too. There's going to be one right there. Sorry, I got to grab the right one there. One about right there, and then one right behind it on the other side of the sign. And what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to just quickly take this piece and slide it right down in between these 2 pieces there. And then just take like a pencil and make a mark right here, right there, so that you know where this thing glues on. You follow me? Because it needs to be right here. Okay? So just make a mark right there, and then right here at the other end. And then that way, when you take the welcome sign, let me grab it here, and we'll move it up like that. Then you know where that piece glues onto it, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. You know, this one will come down, sorry, this one will come down to the other side of that sign. So that's pretty straightforward, but I wanted you to see that first, all right? Then I'm going to give you a really important tip about this welcome sign itself. When you cut this thing on your laser, here's what I want you to do. When it gets done cutting, I want you to not move the piece of wood, but I want you to grab like maybe your X-Acto knife or some thin piece of material that will allow you to pick this piece up without moving the whole piece. And I want you to flip it over right in the place that it is, because you're going to run this piece one more time so that you can score welcome on the other side as well, because that'll help you place the pieces. All right. So again, you're going to cut it and score it, and then you're going to flip it over and score it again. let me just make a note for you here too. All these lines are cut. Every one of these lines are cut except for the welcome. That is score. All right. Do not cut welcome. Just score it. Okay. So hopefully that's pretty straightforward. Now you know how to put this thing in. And then you've got just a couple more pieces and we're done. This one here, I'm going to flip it over like this. Actually, I'm going to take it down to the other end because that's how that goes. This one, you'll see this tab right here. This tab goes into that hole. Okay. And then I kind of jumped ahead of myself. I will go grab these other two plates. These two here are identical. They're going to come right down here. I'm going to drop them in there. And what they do is I'll flip one of these around like this. And that guy goes right here. And again, in the other video, it'll make a lot of sense. This one's going to go right here. And the end of the tab that's right here is going to go into that hole. And the other one's going to go into the other hole. And then move it all the way. And then that tab will go into that hole. All right. I promise you when you watch the other video, it'll make a lot of sense too. But I just want to give you this information so you know where they go. And then this one goes here. And then that guy comes down here. And actually he turns. I got to flip him over though. I'm not going to do it right now. But this piece here goes vertical. Actually, I'll go ahead and see if I can do it now. Let's see if I can. I'm going to transform and reflect. There you go. And then I'm going to then turn him over like this. That's perfect. Yay for live recording. And then this piece goes right into there, and then that tab fits right into there. Okay, so that's how that goes. So the final pieces you have left is, of course, the welcome, which you know where those go, right? Those go right on top of the corresponding scored lines there. You're going to glue those on. And then these bolt heads, they're mostly, in fact, they're completely decorative, but you've got 8 of them. And I intended for this to, when you screw this into the wall, you're going to need to make sure that you don't screw too far so that, because this is, if you make it an MDF like I did, make sure that it doesn't crack or break the MDF. But then you can just take these guys and you can just, whoops, and you can just glue it onto the top of the bolt head, or I mean, sorry, the screw, and you glue this one there and so forth. And then you'll see I've got one here, 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 and here. You'll see those in the pictures. And then 2 more on top of these. It's just decorative, but they look really good when you do it. And that's all there is to the file. It's going to take you about a sheet and a half of material if you use MDF. And I used metallic paints, and it just looks fantastic. So watch the other video and let me know how I can help you. And as always, I'd love to see what you guys make. I also look forward to maybe making some updates on this to make some other size signs. And if I do that, I think I'll just make sure that you guys get it for free if you buy this if you bought this already. So thank you so much, guys. If you need any help, let me know. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.